Alright guys, this is Digicom Escape. You're welcome back to this channel, and today I have a microphone that I want to review. Even though it's not that popular, yet the company is popular, but for some reason this microphone is kind of underrated, and I just want to show you if it's something that will work for you. Let's dive into it. So the mic we are looking right now is the EQUITEK E300S. Just want to bring this microphone in the environment that I think probably it will work or it may not work, and that is podcasting environment. Just want to be sure with this microphone, which is initially is a condenser microphone, which most people will agree that it's not good for podcasting or radio environment. But when you look at the warmness that do come from a condenser microphone, it should be a go-to when it comes to podcasting or radio environment. There's going to be some trade-off. If you're going for a condenser microphone, the trade-off will be that there's going to be a lot of background noise. Most especially if your room or the environment you are using the mic is not treated, it's not soundproof, you might be running into a lot of background noise. And that make a lot of podcasters or radio environment do shift or move away from a condenser microphone. But lately, I've seen a lot of people adopting or going back to condenser microphone just because of the warmness and how they capture voice clearly. And today I brought you this, and I want to be sure, and I want to test it to be sure if this will actually fit into that environment of podcasting or radio. All right, so let's see what this thing contains. All right, so you have it in a box just for protection, and when you open it up, this is what you have. So this is the microphone. It's heavy, and you can see I can't wrap my hand around it fully, just for you to see how big the microphone is. You have your SLR plug to the bottom right there. Like I said, we have some few switches that you can work with on this microphone, and the first switch is the -20 dB pad. If the mic is too sensitive on your probably door or whatever you are using, you can just cut off -20 dB just to cut off from background noise or whatever. But you have the pad right there, -20 dB, which you can switch, and that's the first pad. The second pad is the low pass filter. That is, you can cut out the low end or you can leave it flat. That's the next switch you have. The third switch is the multipolar pattern switch, which you can switch from the omnidirectional, which is actually suitable for conference where you have the mic at the middle of the table and everybody can speak, and it will pick everybody in a circular motion, which is 360. So when you have the mic at the center of the table and we have people sitting at the round table, this mic can be at the center and it will pick every one of them up. And that is the first switch right there in the multipolar pattern. The second pattern is the switch that will give you the cardioid pattern, which means nothing will be picking from the black side of the microphone, but from the front, which is the gold side, that's where you're going to be picking from. So it's going to pick from here all the way like that. All right, like heart shape, but facing right here. So when you switch to the cardioid, you pick from the front. And the last switch, which is on the multipolar pattern, is the figure 8. The figure 8 will be picking from the front and from the back, but will reject from the side. The situation I think that would be suitable for will be that when you have two people having a dialogue on the table and you don't want anything to pick from the side, you can put the mic like so, and someone will be here, someone will be at the back, and you can put the switch to that figure 8. It will pick you from the front and it will pick the other person from the back. That's the point of that figure 8. And those are the 3 polar patterns you have on the touch switch. And the last switch is the power switch. When you turn it to 1, that will give you phantom power from your digital recording or for your preamp or whatever you are using. And if you switch to 0, then it will turn it off. And you have to be aware that this microphone has an inbuilt battery that you can plug in and charge it so that it will provide you that phantom power if there need be. Okay, so I'm going to put on the mic again, then we test it out to listen to the output. I think that's the most important thing about microphone. That's a lot of background noise if we actually look at it like that. So I'm going to push that away. This is the microphone right now, and I just want to gain it properly. So we have the mic going on, and just for us not to introduce a lot of noise, I'm not going to gain it too high so that we don't get too much noise on this microphone. So this is how it sounds out of the box. So the mic now is going directly to my Zoom PH4. Probably not processing, so let me just cut -20 dB. This is -20 dB. All right, this is how it sounds on -20 dB. Back to 0. So this is how the microphone sounds right now, and I think to gain it properly, it has to be this way. All right, I'm about between 5 and 6 on the Zoom P4. If you're going to use this microphone for the purpose that make me bring the mics today is either in a radio environment or in a podcast, I believe it's going to be in the speaking. You know, there's some people doing lawn outside there and it's picking it up. That's how sensitive, and one main reason people are running away from a microphone like this when it comes to doing radio or podcasting. Probably if you're in an environment close to the major road, most people want to stick with their normal dynamic microphone. All right, so let's go on. The first switch I want to change is the low pass. All right, right now I cut out the low end, and this is how it sounds. I don't know if probably if you are using headphone, immediately you're going to notice the drop out in the low end. Very much, yes. I can easily, it's very obvious how it drop on the low end. Bringing it back. Now I bring it back and I can see the improvement in the low end coming up again. But to some people, if you have a bassy voice, you want to turn that off to cut some of the low end. If you have a voice that is a little tiny, then you want to leave it to flat. All right, in my own case, I will just leave it to flat. And the next is the third switch, which actually switch between the 3 polar pattern. Right now I'm going to switch to the omnidirectional. Yeah, this is the omnidirectional. This way is going to be picking 360, and trust me, the tone of the mic change according to which pattern you switch to. This is how it sounds right now in the omnidirectional. And I'm going to go to the back. This is how it sounds from the back. Right now it's a little bit different from how it sounds from the front. From the side, this is how it sounds from the side to the other side. To the back, this is how it sounds from the back. EQUITEK E300X. To the front, this is how it sounds EQUITEK E300X. This is how it sounds from the front in the omnidirectional pattern. Now switching to the cardioid. Now this is the cardioid. It's different from the side and from the back. Actually, it's not going to pick from the back. It's going to be dead from the back, and this is what you listen to coming from the back. Going back to the front, this is how it sounds. In my own case, I will think this is the switch you want. If you're actually using this for podcast or radio, you want to be in that cardioid switch. All right. Now let's go to the figure 8. Now I have the switch in figure 8. It's going to block anything coming from this side, right? And it's going to welcome anything from the front or from the back. All right. So this is how it sounds right now from the front. This is how it sounds from the back. EQUITEK E300X. This is how it sounds from the back. When you switch to figure 8, this is what you get. This is the sound quality. I think it's good enough. It's clear enough. The side, nothing is going to come from the side. And the front also, you get a good clean signal. So coming from the front and the back, rejecting from the side, that is figure 8. All right. And those are the 3 switches when it comes to the polar pattern. All right. So what do you think about the tonality coming from each of the polar pattern? Right now on figure 8, this is how it sounds on the cardioid, and this is how it sounds on the omnidirectional. In my own case, this is speaking a lot from omni. Figure 8 is blocking from here, and this is the middle button, which is the cardioid. And I believe this is where I want to use it if I'm using cardioid. I mean, if I'm going to use it for radio or podcast, the button is going to be on the cardioid. So this is what I have right now, guys. So those are the tests I want to show you. But right now, I just want to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take the cord, which is the cable from this mic. I'm going to plug it to this. This is coming from a mic preamp that will filter some of the background noise. So I'm going to take this out right now, and I'm going to put it right here just to see how it's going to filter out the background noise. Of course, what you've been listening to this morning from this microphone is going directly to my Zoom P4 without any background filtering or anything. But now with this cord, it's going to be going to my mic preamp, and from that mic preamp back to the P4, and it's going to filter out some of the noise. Hello, 1, 2. Do you see how dead silent it is? Which means it proves that you can still use this in a studio, in a radio environment, or in for podcast. If you want to use it for podcast, it's possible, right? It's dead silent now because I'm processing it through a mic preamp that can actually filter out some of the background noise. Probably I may be a little bit aggressive about filtering, but if I'm going to use this, I may, just loosen up a little bit on the noise filtration so that my voice will be a little bit natural more than this. So, but you get the point, right? I'm going to go through those cycle again, going through my mic preamp. So this is -20, 0. This is cutting out the low end of the microphone, and this is bringing it back the low end. This is the figure 8. This is the omnidirectional, which is going to be picking all around. This is high sound, and this is also from the back. This high sound from the side all the way back to the front. Let's switch to the figure 8. Now this is the figure 8. This high sound from the front, nothing from the side, and from the back, this is high sound on the figure 8. Yes, this is the Icon Pro filtering out the filtration from my mic preamp. So I believe it's pretty much done good. Now you are listening to the Icon Pro, going through the mixer. The settings is the same. The mic, the preamp gain is the same, and this is what you get. Putting on this also, this is what you get from the Icon Pro. Nice. This is what you get. That's the Icon Pro. All right, this is the sound of the Icon Pro. You can compare it with the sound of the EQUITEK. I'll say the price has, almost the same price. They are in the same range. When it comes to price, both mic are kind of in the same range, unless that this is going now on sale, right? At the time of this video, I think it's half price off right now if you want to get one of this EQUITEK. All right, so this is the EQUITEK again. Like I said, compared to the Icon Pro, I didn't change any of the gain, no knob touch, same settings, and this is what we have. Because move around and it's still gonna pick whatever you're doing. It's still gonna pick you up even if you move your head, and that is the advantage of using condenser microphone compared to dynamic microphone. All right, dynamic microphone, you have to be on top, you have to be on point, but when it comes to condenser, you still have some room to wiggle around. Most especially if you have a guest on your show that they don't have a good mic placement or they don't have a good relationship with microphone, this can be a little far away from their mouth and the mic will still capture them. That's the advantage of using condenser microphone to dynamic microphone, but that's not our topic for today. All right, guys, so that's going to be my time on the EQUITEK E300S. I believe this is a very good microphone that will serve a lot of purpose, depending on what you want to use it for. In this situation, we're talking about podcasting or radio talk, and I think it will fit in if you have what I'm talking about, the DBS. Should you pick one up? It's up to you. Listen to it. If it's something that works with your voice, I will gladly say you should pick one up. But if it's not working with your voice, then look for something that suits your voice. No one microphone that does it all right? That's my time, like I said. And until next time, guys, I'll see you again. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.